just want to make a video of how I do water change. So first, to start out, what do I have? 180 gallons, heavily stocked, heavy filtration with a 75 gallon sump and plant. 100 gallon, pretty dirty, just a glass. And my 75 gallon with my Hoga. And all four of these tanks are all linked together too. So they're all connected to the sump. Back there, an overflow flows into this tank, 2 overflow back into the sump. And this one just got a canister that links up to here, as you can see. And I got sponges on these in case if the sump does stop working. I have a sponge on here. So let me get into detail of how I do water change. Fairly simple. Take out about 50% of everything. Gravel vac. So as you can see, there's waste all through here. I do it once a week on Friday. As you can tell, it's now Saturday morning at 12:10 a.m. I have some AC 110s. I clean them out once every 2 weeks. I have my 405 flue hole. I clean that out once a month. I clean the sump out twice a year, and I clean this one out once a month. My canister. Sponges, I kind of just rinse them out about once every 2 weeks. So I cleaned out the AC 110 last week, so I don't have to do it this week. But I gotta clean out my other filter stage, my 3-tier filter. So I'm cleaning it out today. I'm showing you what I'm working with. I have built most of these. This one is for draining, and this one is for gravel vac. It goes right into my sink. I already have it connected because it still runs well without the aerator. So let me get started. And definitely you need your prime. Always gotta have prime. Good stuff. So I always do this tank first, closest to the bathroom. I take it about down halfway. I gravel vac with this one, and I suck out the water with this one. So gravel vac goes in here, and siphon goes in here. So the reason I have it in the bucket, excuse me. And so when I clean the sponge filter, all I do is just squeeze it in here a couple times and just rinse it out. This is from the tank water, so that way it stays clean. So this is about how far down I want it to go. That way, still keeping the air filters underwater, so tanks still can be run even though I haven't added any new water yet. So now we're going over to this tank. We're also gonna wipe down the algae. There's a lot of algae. The only reason this one has the algae scrubber is because I can play around with this one. So let's get going. So we're doing this side now. This one I take down just almost to the where the AquaClear ends, and that way I don't have to turn off the AquaClear. And then I'll put this one back down. He always knocks it back out. So another thing is, I actually went in Lowe's and built this this cord, or I went and bought these cores, so that way I bought it for like $38. I built it myself. Bought Blue Magic on eBay for like $7-8. Connector for like $10. And then these cores, 20 foot, is only $8. So I actually have connectors that I can connect it to if I want to make it 40-50 feet. I don't need it, as you can tell. Sorry if my room's a little messy. So that way I can have one to siphon and one to drain. It works much better that way. I can actually do this in half the time. As you can tell, in under what, 10 minutes I've already finished. I can finish this whole tank already. So let's go ahead and start siphoning some stuff out. So now that I cleaned the glass, drain it to as much as I wanted to right now, we're about to go over to the big tank. Alright, so we're draining the big tank as we speak, and during this time I'm going to go ahead and take this apart and start cleaning that. Just rinsing it in the water that I have stored up in the 5-gallon over there. So this is what it looks like inside of the 3-tier. Looks pretty disgusting. Just squeezing it out, all the excess waste or whatever. I don't have to clean my other layer because it's just bivalve and ceramic ring, so it's actually all my good bacteria are in there. So I do this once every 2 weeks just to keep it somewhat clean. So at this point, everything is draining pretty good, and everything's still running pretty good. As you can tell, no heavy breathing. Next, I'll clean out the sump, gravel vac this. Thinking about changing my pontos plant into a different location, but it's doing great right there so far. It does well. I had some vines that were like 6-7 feet long. I had to trim them. They were just growing everywhere. Both of my overflow should start working when water level reaches the top again. They have self-priming system, so that way they can't get filled up with air in here. The air will actually come out of the pipes here. Tanks are all looking much cleaner. Actually missed a spot. You didn't see that. So tanks are starting to look much cleaner. You know, fresh new water makes the fishes grow a lot faster, makes them a lot happier. These guys right here, you can tell, if you see my videos 8 months ago, they were all about quarter size, and if you look at them now, here's my hand, they're growing quite big. So they're all reaching the 8-9 inch plus, and it's always good to have a towel around too. It's just good for wiping down your tanks in case you have a spill, because there's plenty of times when this right here, the core snap and water shooting everywhere, and never fun. So I bought some new light bulbs for this, and they don't fit. I bought T5s and they should be T8. So that really sucks. So back to eBay again. So the sump I clean out twice a year. There's a lot of good stuff down there that I don't want to get rid of right now. My socks I cleaned out last week, so it's still doing pretty good. Ceramic rings and there's a whole bunch of mesh down there. They're still looking pretty good, so I'm not going to touch with that. Then once I start filling up that tank and all of these tanks, I really only need to fill up this tank because this tank links up to this tank. So when this one overflows, it goes to that tank. Yeah, I clean up the hospital tank. I clean this, or I change water on this just about every 3 days. Reason for that is, like this guy, he has some kind of fungus, but he's healed up quite well. I don't know if you can see it. Fungus on the side of his face. It's healed up quite well. He's about 9 inches. Growing out some brahideri. Here's my yellow Midas hanging out in the stump. Yeah, I didn't have a spot for him when I bought him, wasn't thinking, so he's just chilling out here. I actually can move him over here to this thing, but catching him in here is very hard, so it's not worth it. He'll grow out in there, he'll get big quickly. The pike's looking great. So pause it again, and we can get to where I start filling stuff back up.